just a normal Saturday for him.
Just another day, another game, and Blacklist is in our way today. Now,
Wow.
Blacklist, you know, everyone's been saying AP Brent ONIC at the end. Blacklist has a lot to prove here. I think they want to try to make a statement here, and that is a Blacklist I definitely enjoy watching because that's always when they perform their best, I feel like. You know, season 12 of MPLPH, I think a lot of casters, a lot of talents thought they weren't going to be able to make it, and here they are. So we can't count them out just yet.
Never. This probably is the only time that we're going to see a Fredrin being banned, or even completely ignoring the Fredrin for the entirety of the group stages. I cannot remember a game where actually a Fredrin was picked up, but this time it will be the first ban for ONIC, understanding so well that it's one of the priorities now for the side of Blacklist. There is that Lilia factor though. Will we see it for Blacklist International?
I mean, Lilia has been showing to be one of the greater picks in the later stages of this M5 World Championship. Now, looking at ONIC, the thing about Coach Yeb is just like, it almost seems like he's from the future. He roughly understands which hero will cause the biggest problem. And he doesn't care. It's like, oh, whatever Super Picks is up now, like Guinevere, Nolan, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
If those heroes don't mess with the strategy, he's not going to care. He's just going to let it open.
Yeah. Lilia or Gwyn should be the priorities now for Blacklist International. Lilia, obviously, Yue is such a beast with that hero. It fits the bill of what Blacklist wants to play. But the Guinevere is also a universal pick. It can be played by Renegade, can be played by Sensui and ONIC. Do they go back to the Faramis this time?
Bruno?
And the Lilia? Well,
Ooh.
Lilia Bruno, perhaps?
She is just skyrocketing back into the meta, I feel like. This whole M series, she has slowly become more and more picked. Valentina, certain other heroes are getting tossed to the wind as Lilia. I mean, and I remember back in M3 when she became very popular, I feel like. There was a time, and then she kind of fell off, and now I'm loving seeing her back in the mid lane.
Blue is the new black. Blacklist has 100% win rate in 7 games on the blue side. 7 times winning on the blue side, that's amazing. But ONIC right now, having the Lily as well as the Arlet, it shows that they have ways to fight against a composition that wants to group up together because, again, that's the Blacklist style. So they're challenging Renegade. If he wants to go for a heel man style, it might not work well.
But Matilda still is looking good. But then again, maybe they just want to keep the flex on this Guinevere, so maybe they get Bruno as well as perhaps the Rizla for Blacklist International, because that is a hero that can at least can go toe-to-toe with the Arlet. And it's also an Edward special anyway, so you're not that scared about it. So I think it's just Bruno. Oh, Faramis still, despite the Lilia being on the opposite end.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Lilia doing well against the Faramis, so Blacklist International, they should be, how do I say this? Perhaps they have a different way to approach this kind of match to enable this Faramis, to make sure that he's not completely countered by the Lilia.
Yep. There's the backshot that's still open, but instead they go Claude.
Quick response, and I like it. You know, I forget which one of you said it earlier, but the way that OHEB drafts, he's okay with them having all these power picks. And right here, we're looking at Black, and they have some power picks. They have the Bruno, they have the Guinevere. ONIC, Coach Yeb decides instead to pick up the Arla, pick up the Lily, which are solid picks. But I'm just wondering, like, is he going to be able to tear down, you know, these extreme meta, these prio picks that are normally on the banning table?
I would say ONIC, they have a very interesting way to adapt in the middle of the game. Like, if things aren't doing well, they'll figure out a way how to defend their own turrets, and then with using the map on their side, they can split teams apart and then win the fight that way. Like, basically try to force out into an individual skill matchup. So I kind of feel like that is one of the main advantages for ONIC.
That's right. ONIC might be considering banning the Minotaur now, even when there's the Gwyn factor. The thing with the Minotaur is that it kind of really, it's just annoying to deal with when you're the Claude. It really just stops you. And even when they have the Lilia, that might not be the best approach to this. It's also a snowball, an Ube hero, because it gives you catch, like Renegade loves that. And also it gives you that sustain that also Renegade loves. So I think that Minotaur just is a good ban here from ONIC, and good respect ban as well against Renegade.
Most definitely now. With these final bans coming in, Matilda also going to get banned away. Straight roam bans from both sides right now. Blacklist International going to clean things up. Now, after this last ban comes out, ONIC will have first pick. They
Yeah.
still need a jungler, and they still need a roamer here.
Yeah.
What is left open?
When it comes to the jungler choices, there's a lot for for Kyrie. You still have Baxia, you still have Martis, and you can even go to the Fanny if you like.
Lancelot as well if he wants that.
That's
Like
also true.
when it comes to Kyrie,
Yeah, there's
I mean, I've seen on stream he used Arlet jungle. If you
Benedetta
use
jungle. He was running all kinds
yeah,
of stuff.
if you're using Arlet jungle, like at this point anything's on the table, man.
That's right. That's right. Oh, so Blacklist bans the Minotaur themselves. Well, because it's ONIC that's will be picking first.
Yeah.
So that means that ONIC might just consider last picking the hero for Keyboy. Or actually even Kyrie. Like this is what's difficult about coaching facing Coach Yeb and ONIC. There's a lot of flexibility that can be put. Like for example, this Arlet can be played in the roam role. So that's
Yeah.
why I think that ONIC will pick a jungler
Yeah,
fourth
I
pick.
agree.
So Baxia is there, great versus the heroes of Blacklist overall.
Martis is good against Guinevere if you're able to time the Mortal Coil
That's
with
also
the
true.
spatial migration.
And then there's the Fanny factor. That's always that you always have to
Looming, yeah.
consider for ONIC.
So many things looming, honestly, with Kyrie here. On the side of Black, all they got to kind of do is round things out, and they bring in the Kufra first, which we saw work well. You know, it helps kind of limit those dashes from the Guinevere if she tries to come in. It helps kind of maybe trap her up or even stop her from dashing in and causing problems.
I would say the Kufra is generally very good, based on my experience watching quite a few games, is generally pretty good in those river fights, just
Yeah.
because everyone's being quite honest in the river fights, showing their faces and such, and even if you don't, you're kind of still telling us where you are. So the Kufra can engage, especially on the jungler, especially if you're using a utility jungler. If you're using someone like a Baxia, you're gonna basically be face tanking everything. Rafaela picked up.
Sand rises when I give the
And then
word.
there's
the
Khalid.
Khalid?
Okay.
Very
So,
interesting.
Rafa Bruno, it's
Yeah,
the jungle
Rafa Bruno.
Gwyn.
Rafa Bruno.
Now it gives ONIC even more leeway to go for the Baxia because of all of the sustain that you can see from Blacklist will be nullified by that. But there's lack of catch from Blacklist, so ONIC might be tempted to go for an assassin. So either Baxia or perhaps a Fanny for ONIC.
They look like they got something up their sleeve. They all just
Let them
dapped
come.
up hands,
They will
and
only make
there it
one.
is.
You talked about
I
it.
talked about it because
Yeah.
it's been on stream and everyone's been wondering, is he going to pick it? So this is definitely a hype pick. I think a lot of the community's been waiting for this one.
I mean,
I'm excited.
eye for an eye on a spatial migration.
That's right.
A lot of outplay potential for both junglers here. But again, Kyrie has been showing, like, when it comes to mechanics, he's second to none.
I'm kind of scared about this because it's
Scared for who?
I mean, scared as a viewer overall. As a Filipino, I'm scared. You know, because this is Kyrie with the Benedetta, and we know that what he can do with the assassin hero. Additionally, if I'm looking at Blacklist International, I now feel more confident with the composition just because it's Faramis versus Rafaela and two sustained type of heroes. Benedetta or any other assassin does not like this, right? But then again, they last pick it still. It means that they have trained with this before. So maybe they will just be faster at jungling with this Benedetta.
Now we're jumping into the first game in the best of 5 series where the Sky Kings will fight against the Agents Blacklist International.
Of course.
And then there's a something is up with me today, man.
Yep. Maybe don't
gonna be
get it up.
I'm sorry for working today. I think it's me.
I'm sorry for working today. What do you
I
mean?
mean, like,
We love you.
it always happens in Malaysia. It's like,
Yeah.
sorry, man.
Don't be
What,
sorry.
Oh, every time you intro a game, they pause in Malaysia?
Yeah. It's like anything that can go wrong.
So you knew
goes
this
wrong.
was going to happen.
To all the viewers, I'm sorry. My bad.
Nah, fam.
Yeah, fam.
It's going to be okay. I guess we have some time to talk about it. How do we feel about the Wrath pick?
I do feel like it's good. Like, De Bruno in himself is not a fun matchup in lane. Like, you're a Claw. You're just going to clear the minions. You can trade every once in a while with the BMI, but not that great. Having the Rafaela, dude, that Bruno is going to be very scary.
Yeah, for sure. The Bruno Rafa is a very strong combo. Additionally, what you get from the Rafaela is vision, right? You can check bushes with your skill 1. You're not that scared because you can just escape, which that is something that Kufra hates. Kufra hates being seen, right? Being You know, he hides
Found out.
typically the bush. He's gonna be hunted down, and Kufra doesn't like that kind of gameplay. So I understand why they pick up the Rafaela in the end.
I love the fact that there's a nice mix of fans in the crowd right now. We got some ONIC, we got some Blacklist, because the other day when Blacklist were playing against Fireflex, it was just full of Blacklist fans, and this time we definitely got some cheers coming for both sides.
I mean, again, ONIC is one of the favorites, man. Like, if they win M5, it's like one of the greatest years for them. And now we're jumping back into the Land of Dawn to resume game number 1.
All right, Kyrie on Benedetta. This is definitely going to be fun when we got Keyboy, big set potential, Sans on the Lilia, taking a look at the side of Blacklist as well. I mean, just typical, right? We've got the Faramis, we've got the heals coming from the, I'm having a mind blank.
Yeah.
We just said her name. Rafaela.
Rafaela, yeah. Kyrie going for the Lethal Ignition and the MCM. I'm actually very interested in what emblem set he actually went for. I thought that the Benedetta will be faster than the Guinevere, but it seems like Gwyn is just a pretty strong hero. It's just way faster, controlling the jungle.
Yeah, right now looking at the rotations coming in from ONIC, it does look like Sans is trying to get any kind of advantage, but for now, OHEB is playing this lane pretty passively. Looks like the Rafaela isn't going for him, is going around all over the map.
Full damage for the Benedetta. This is what I like.
Yep.
None of those tanky Benedettas. You know, this time he's gonna be on the aggressive.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to see it up in the top side. Boots up against Edward. Khalid's been becoming more and more popular. How do we feel about the matchup? It's not something I've personally seen yet.
I would say the matchup is pre-level 4, it's all Khalid. After level 4, then we can see a little bit more outplay coming in from the Arlet, just because you can displace the Khalid whenever he's using the quicksand guard.
Yeah.
Turtle fight. I'm actually surprised that there's not much like poking going on for both teams. And now Kyrie is a quarter level away from getting level 5. Did they win a team fight this time?
Oh, Keyboy does get the knockup. Black Shoots pops from Sans. Edward brought down to about half health. Ivory comes out, but he gets knocked up. Kyrie in trouble. And Sensui gets first blood.
Wow.
That's going to be a turtle. Boots might try to work his way in here, but he doesn't want to push his limits. Sensui finds him.
You can hear the cheer of the crowd. You can see it down bottom about the reaction coming in.
Yep.
Kyrie, he was not in a situation where he could run away, and Blacklist International, they all went in. They don't care about their skills. Just like, just dump everything.
Yeah, ONIC didn't have a way to kind of apply to get vision away around the Lord area, the turtle area. I mean, that's why I felt like this Benedetta is like a kind of out of place, because if you're looking at the combo, Arlet, Kufra as well as the Benedetta, nobody necessarily wants to be in the front lines, in the river, right? Everybody wants to hide in the bush first. That's the thing with Kufra. Kufra is a secondary initiator. It's not like a tank, like a Minotaur that can actually like go through. That's why Kyrie didn't find an opening, and he got stunned up and chain stunned afterwards, just because nobody provides the vision for him.
All right, down to the boss side, Keyboy and CW trying to fend off Rennie J and OHEB. Turtle's going to be up in about another 6 minutes. You know, you guys mentioned the outplay possibilities from Kyrie, but with the dashes and the spatial migrations from the Sensui, I'm already seeing a lot of outplay possibilities from him as well.
I also got to say, Sensui.
Another one.
CW.
CW able to back off, though. Able to get out of there. Keyboy trying to create a little bit of space. Luckily, he doesn't go down there.
I mean, the thing that I want to talk about is that for ONIC, CW is the weak side. It's the side that people don't generally give a lot of attention to.
Right.
And that's kind of one of the strengths of ONIC, where they can move all around the map and they don't have to worry about CW.
Yep.
So I was a little bit surprised that Blacklist didn't send more people there, knowing that is the weak side. They should have given it more attention.
Well,
but just one rotation coming in, one gank, and a lot of the turret has been chunked down.
Yep, and they take away a lot of gold from CW actually. CW missed one of the cannons.
CW in a little bit of trouble here, having a very hard time. I mean, they're sending 3 members down there now with that. OHEB going to probably be able to switch lanes here, start working, maybe even get some gold plating off the top side if he wants.
Yeah. Benedetta jungle had high expectations for it, but so far it's not looking good.
Wait. Come on.
We just started.
We just started. I mean, it's just like, what, 4 minutes? It's nothing, you know? Give Kyrie time. He'll show up.
Yeah.
And now the turtle has been started. It looks like Keyboy is pulling it around, but 4 members of Blacklist here, they're ready to secure, but I kind of feel like more importantly, they're ready to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking their time though. They know the Keyboy could get that knock up. No vision on Kyrie just yet.
They reset.
So they have to wait a second. Edward going to work his way around as well. Both teams taking their time with this. Sans now getting involved into this fight as well. Edward clearing the wave. Keyboy looking for the possible. Tyrant's Revenge, nothing too major. Sensui gonna knock him up. Hold on, big knock in. Keyboy goes down, Yue finds a kill. Sensui also finds Kyrie Boots. Might just be next on the chopping block. As 3 members surround him, there's no escape. Edward picks up the kill, plus another turtle. That's a 2K goal lead at 5.5 minutes.
Blacklist have been winning all of these engages, and all by baiting out Keyboy first and then going all in.
Yeah, that was a big problem for the side of ONIC. Nobody can apply the vision, and you can see that Kyrie going in for this as a damage build-up. I mean, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but in this specific situation, he's bursted down so easily.
Oh my god, another one. Sensui just relentless right now, constantly getting the knockups, constantly getting the Violent Requiem. Boots, though, wants to try to fight back. CW's here as well. Keyboy looking for the knockup, not able to find it. Sensui once more, takes him out. You're going to pay for that one this time. Kyrie just wants to farm the jungle, but they don't want to let that happen now. They're going to move on to the tier 2. Up at the top side, Yue holding down the front line. Oheb looking for the final hit, trying to take everything he can with this.
Blacklist is not slowing down. They take one mistake and then get like, what, 1,000, 2,000 gold lead of every mistake happening? They're trying to make sure that, okay, one mistake equals one turret. This really puts ONIC at a very bad spot where you just did one thing wrong, but it make your whole world crumble.
That's the thing with Blacklist International as a team, and I wonder why this mentality never changed ever since. Every time that they get a lead, they don't make mistakes afterwards, right? They always go for the 100% play. They never go 50-50. That's the reason why they are very successful as a team. Even in knockout stages, it will be totally different compared to the playoffs because this time they know what they should be doing against ONIC, and this time they played a very standard draft where they can snowball off of. What they're going to do is just to clear the side lanes and then group up again every time that there's a neutral objective. That's a Blacklist International special.
All right, so Turtle back up. I don't even think ONIC wants to try to contest this. I think they need to look for something else, somewhere else on the map. Try to get a little more control back in, farm up, because they're falling behind quick here.
Yeah, right now, super quick. ONIC, at this point, Wolf, what can they look for? Because we talked about this before. When ONIC is starting to lose pressure all around the map, they'll find a way to turtle in, make sure they don't sacrifice more turrets, and then find a way to break up the fight.
What they can do to split the map. I guess that's the better option here. Allow like Boots as well as Sans to like tank majority of the damage. CW as well as Kyrie, they can farm easily because of their mobility. Just make sure that you're applying some pressure in the map. That's the most that ONIC can do at this point.
5-0, man. 5K gold lead. We're only 8 minutes in. Towers have fallen all around the sides of ONIC here. 70 seconds till this Lord. I feel like, you know, we were very hyped about the Benedetta, and it is slowly going down. And it's we can see why the Petrify is so important on her. And like why the Retri, you know, not having that Petrify, it's so hard to get that split second where you can make the outplay happen, especially against something like a Gwenny, especially against something, you know, like so many of these heroes.
Yeah. Right now on the bottom lane, CW getting attacked a bit, and Oheb again is just like, if ONIC's giving space, he's just gonna push for it.
Ooh, nice final slash on the Boots there, or on the Renijay there. Out comes another Realm. CW looking for something. Boots still in the midst of things. Sensui brought down to about 25%. Renijay might just be next. Kyrie can't get the final hit. Oheb just getting free shots. ONIC forced to back off.
Man, what a box from Blacklist International. They set up the box. They forced ONIC to get in and out of it, even forcing Boots to get out. And then when somebody from ONIC tries to go for the play like what Kyrie was trying to do, you can see Oheb was prepared for it. He's just chunking down on this Benedetta. They had to back down. Fortunately for ONIC, they didn't die, essentially. So
And now the goal lead is slowly getting bigger. The Lord has spawned. It's only 9 minutes in, so this is just the first Lord.
Keyboy finally Renny J is going to take a lot of damage here. The Netherrealm does come in, but they still finally get the kill. Sandstorm rages on, and Edward collects the kill on a Kyrie. Boots might just be next. He pops the final slash, but there's no escape this time. Yue going to pick up the kill. It's 2 for 1. And the Lord will fall into the hands of Blacklist International.
ONIC right now, like 7 kill, 7K gold lead.
Yeah.
Did we just course them?
Might,
You know.
might have. We might have. But unfortunately for ONIC, that's the best that they can do. Initiation coming up from Keyboy. We are going to see it through the instant replay once again. Initiation coming out from Keyboy was it was ambitious, to say the least. Eventually, they took out Renegade, but Kyrie was trapped in a spot where Edward can reach him. And then Boots tries to go for the play. Unfortunately, they didn't have damage. They don't have staying power. That's the thing with ONIC. They're so squishy.
Sensui in a bad spot here. But with the lead, he can do whatever he wants. Boots goes back in, but still goes down. It's a killing spree for Sensui. Now they're going to be able to possibly take even more here. Lord down about 50%. CW able to chip it down. Kyrie trying to find a good position in the mid. Maybe clear this wave to stop the bleeding, but he knows he can't because all 5 members are there waiting. He's going to go down and clear the bot side wave. Sensui able to find CW. Keyboy goes down. This is looking rough for ONIC here.
Dude, Edward has been amazing throughout this match. Like, the Sandstorms have been on point, and I feel like the damage is going to be up there. Like, this is full damage Khalid.
He's got 4K gold lead over Boots right now.
Goodness.
That's a
Half
problem.
of their gold lead is in the hands of Edward right now.
Oh my goodness,
That's a
dude.
problem. And now you can see that the Faramis is also packing up a punch. Even you can see Sensui very disciplined with the itemization, going for Kiras as well as this Radiant Armor. Really covering all of the bases, and he is there to man the front lines as well. This makes this everybody else actually from Blacklist International very comfortable. Renegade can just focus on healing the team, and no matter what happens, because you have Purifies on both Regis as well as Yue, there's always a saving factor, no matter what happens. So I think this is a well thought approach coming from Blacklist International. This is difficult to break down.
So I think at this point, ONIC, Kyrie just has to kind of, split push a little bit. Use the mobility of CW and Kyrie to kind of try to get alleviate the pressure on the map. Try to open up a bit of space for themselves and try to just hang in here for the long haul. Yeah. They do have some late game potential with CW on the Claude, with the Lilia. We've seen how much damage the Lilia can do. So they have some answers. But when you're looking at an 8K gold deficit, none of those answers really matter. So they just need time. Hold on, Blazing Duet. But still, the outplay's there because every time Yue's ready with the Netherrealm. Now they're on the run. CW might try to bust off a couple shots, but Oheb has his card. Blacklist International still in control of this game.
How did Blacklist read that situation? They knew what was going to happen. They were ready to protect Edward. Like the moment he was caught, Yue was there, and like Netherrealm, any kind of damage was like at that. Dude, Blacklist almost got a kill off that one.
And you can see the
and ONIC was the aggressors.
Yeah, Renegade does have the Quantum Charge as well as the Wilderness Blessing. They can easily go to. It's like a very fast ambulance, basically. That's what they're doing every time. They're prepared. Blacklist International, the School of Medicine.
The School of Medicine. Yeah. Welcome to the hospital, ONIC. We're here to treat ya.
Oh my God.
Lord Pitts open. ONIC needs to try to do something here. Is Kyrie going to go for an insane steal? He does have the mobility. If he can just get the Al Retri, he's going to kind of play the distance. Luckily, CW does find Edward there. Big final slash. ONIC trying to make the bite back. Trying to strike back. Sensui gets the play. Kyrie down. Another one. CW forced to run away. Keyboy there as well. Trying to create some space. But Boots and CW might not be able to escape this one. This is huge for the side of Blacklist International. Taking down the favorites in game one.
Since we got the Lord, and I gotta say this, Bruno Rafaela combo.
Disgusting.
It's not fun to play against, let me tell you that. You're trying to run away, you get slowed, and the Bruno gets sped up. It's not fun.
They're not letting their foot off the gas here.
During the Retri battle, it was a Retri duel. You can see that the character was actually stunned up. And this is because of the overload of stuns from Blacklist International. Kyrie's Benedetta is 0-4-1. And still yet to get a retribution off of the neutral objectives.
Well, at least they do shred down the Lord there, but Sansui, not again.
No.
Kyrie probably having, I mean, probably one of the toughest games I've seen him. He's having issues with that with Sansui right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I guess Sensui has been watching the stream, man.
He's been,
He knows
they
how
were ready.
He's playing this Benedetta.
Oh man. All right, ONIC. Now they got to open up a little bit. Once again, it's back to the drawing board, trying to create some space. We're 15 minutes in, but still a long way away from like the 60K gold mark.
Yeah. I'm back. Kyrie now has the Rose Gold Meteor, so at least that's a little bit of staying power in front. Blacklist International, though, they even have a strong late game too. I think the big maybe game changer for ONIC might be CW. If he gets is into critical mass, maybe he can deal the damage and maybe set up to take out the UWIZ ultimate. Maybe a little bit far from it. You can see that his counterpart, OHEB, is already maxed out.
And he's going full damage on Kyrie's just like completely barreling into the full damage, but we haven't really seen it pay off just yet. He hasn't been able to connect to OHEB. He hasn't been able to connect to Renny J or Yue or really anybody right now. He's just consistently getting caught in his tracks.
I mean, Wolf, we had this conversation before where it does look like the M5 World Championship is favoring those with more damage.
Yeah, so far.
I mean, right now, even Edward's going full damage. Like, is this the evolution of the meta here in the World Series?
Yeah, I guess because you have utility junglers anyways and you have healers. That's why you're given that idea. And also, you want a snowball. You want lane priority, basically. That's why it's okay to overload with damage.
I mean, especially when you have the lead, right? Especially with the Khalid. It's very like variationable on how you want to pull it off. Like, do we want to, if you're ahead, yeah, you just go full damage. I'm pretty sure he finished his bot a little bit earlier, BOD. If he was like not 4,000K gold, he might pick up some defensive items, but this time it's just commit, right?
I mean, I don't know. At this point, I do feel like maybe at least one defensive item would do him justice, just because he's going to be a big target here. Because again, I feel like Kyrie just need to have one good catch, one good engage, and then he can turn the tables.
Oh, Sans, look at the damage of skill 2. Oh my god. Backs up a punch, but not enough because it's a sustain coming up from Blacklist.
It's definitely getting there. Boots going to hold on to this Lord. Do they just try to force the reset here? I think ONIC, I mean, really just try to buy as much time as you can consistently. And if you can reset this Lord, then you're there. But watch for Kyrie here. Hiding on the backside. I don't know if he wants to try to take this head on. He needs to just try to go for the sneaky steal.
Right now, it looks like this dance is Blacklist is really trying to make ONIC force something out. Now the Lord has been resetted, and ONIC, they're just spreading around. They're making sure that if one person does get caught, someone can help them out to make sure that not every single one of them gets caught by Renerjay here, or Sensui, or Edward.
Or Edward. There's a big buildup of minions up in the top side. Kyrie can't go for it though. He needs to try to go for this fight. Boots in the backside. Sans takes out Yue. Kyrie trying to make his way in. Lord getting lower. Renny J low. OHEB down. ONIC trying to strike in. The Lord goes to Sensui though, but CW's claiming more. He wants to take Edward here. Edward pops one in Truncheon, but still falls to CW. That's 2 kills into his pocket. 2 members of Blacklist International fall.
Wow.
Is that a win for them?
Oh, 100% a win for ONIC. They might have lost the Lord, but they prolonged the game once again, and they would chuck down a massive lead down to just 4.3K. Might even put it back to their sides, because what they're doing right now is to split the map. That's well done coming out from ONIC.
Ooh.
Wow.
Using the Violet
Requiem got out of it. A good play.
Wow.
Yeah, right now,
Watch for Keyboy. I wanted that.
They're just clearing the Lord for now, but the side lanes are already pushing out just because of what Chewe as well as Kyrie did. Mission accomplished for ONIC. They have equalized.
we gotta. That requires an instant replay, man, because again, ONIC has this way of slowing the game enough, getting the items they need, and then make it into an individual battle where I would say Sans won quite a lot of that, because I kind of feel like even Blacklist International was not expecting that kind of damage coming in from the Lilia.
Exactly. And Yue already popped his Purify during that moment, still died. Well, I'm not completely sure if he...
Oh, final slash on a Sensui. The damage definitely starting to stack up here. Sans pops the black shoes. Back to what you were saying, Wolf.
Yeah, it's just... Sans just bursting them down. That's so interesting because Yue needs to pop his ultimate.
Most damage.
Oh my
By a lot,
God.
not by a
By
little.
a big margin.
Here's the thing. We've had our eyes on Kyrie this whole time, but you take a look at Sans and you take a look at CW, it's 0 kills for either of them.
No, I believe there's 3 kills for Sans, but...
No, I mean 0 deaths. 0 deaths.
Yeah,
Neither of them have died is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So they've been able to at least continuously get gold. Sans is completely stacked out on items. He's been stacked out for about a minute or two now.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely at this point, it's anyone's game.
I mean, Blacklist still has the goalie, but it doesn't matter because somehow ONIC has been able to catch up. And I kind of feel like at this point, Edward might have to change a little bit of his build, have 1 or 2 defensive items.
Could be. I think, honestly, the focus now is onto the supports of Blacklist International. They have to stay alive. And Yue, maybe they just felt like like they can be aggressive. But I think that was the only mistake that happened in there because Yue has to play defensively now.
B-Boy gonna try to look for Renny J here. CW with the Blazing Duet. Unable to get the finish, but still, you can see the pressure that's being made.
Yeah, the damage from Blacklist is still very, very strong. It's just that Oheb needs a lot of space to make sure that he can deal a lot of free damage because he wants to catch back his soccer balls in. And look at this, CW just goes in. Pops.
CW so aggressive. Ooh, that was close.
Wow. I think that was a mistake. Now they will have to back down, and Blacklist are happy with this.
Eye for an eye, able to escape Sensui.
Keyboy burnt the flicker. CW doesn't have Purify. I think that was a mistake overall from ONIC. And
yeah.
Blacklist can call game.
Yeah, definitely. And now Blacklist International. This is a good window for them to fight or grab the Lord, but the ball is in their court. They have to make the decision.
I think honestly, Blacklist, this is the best shot. You don't have too important battle spells on the 2 important Heroes of ONIC.
Oh, Keyboy looking for Sensui. Like the final blow comes in. Kyrie trying to find a handle. Oh, big flicker, but Edward still misses, but he's on a Sans. Black Shoes pops, and now Edward's in a bad spot. Gonna have to back off. Lord does get reset. A lot of utilities wasted on the side of Blacklist International, but there's still a few ults to be used from ONIC.
Sans still has his Purify, so Sans is all good if they want to engage. I kind of feel like he's just waiting for his black shoes to come up again, and it's there. He has the black shoes.
Hardy with the Blade of Despair. He's gonna back up a punch. He's locked item now. Never mind the 0 and 4. That Benedetta's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah, the Lord now, 29K, 27K, 25K. It's dropping real fast here. Keyboy's looking for an opportunity.
All right, Keyboy gets knocked up though. Violent Requiem, and he's taken out. Mortality pops. The CW with the Blazing Duet along with Boots, looking for Sensui. Sensui low, Edward low, and they find him. CW with the killing spree. Keyboy now trying to get away as rest team comes in for backup. Renny J gets stunned on 2 members, but now the pit is in the control of ONIC.
How did ONIC do this?
It's Boots. Boots with the final slash, catching 3, and now Kyrie zoning out Sensui. CW now designated to damage the Lord. A 50-50, that's what they want to do, Blacklist.
Sensui trying to make his way in. They don't want to give up this Lord. They want to fight for it. He gets the knockup on a Keyboy. Kyrie there with the eye for an eye. Violent Requiem. Oheb finds Keyboy. The Lord goes down into the hands of Kyrie. But he loses 2 members. 1 Edward falls as well. How's that trade?
100% ONIC. They kill out Edward, and now look at that, 3 cannons. What a slow push setup coming up from ONIC. 3.
Ooh, and they take the inhibitor before the Lord even comes.
Inhibitor.
Oh, dude.
Double B. Wow, okay, he sold that hydrants.
All right, now, again.
Unbelievable.
Sans. Gila, Sans.
Sans.
How does he do this with this Lydia 4-0 and 2? Wait, highest damage by a huge... How
Which
does he
margin?
do it?
Well,
How?
and with the help.
It's inhuman.
It's inhuman, in fact. Boots and Keyboy helped him a lot, though.
Yeah,
Again,
again.
0 and 5 for this Arlet, but
KDA doesn't matter.
KDA doesn't matter. 0 and 4 for Kyrie, but he gets the Lord anyways. Oh, man. And this is Blacklist International's
look at
game.
Out damaging the Bruno.
By 4, by
40,000. 25 or
No.
35,000.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, 35,000. That's
Either
a
way,
lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, like, to be fair, the Lilia is AoE, and Blacklist have been grouping up together, but still, that's a lot of damage, man.
I mean, dealing that much damage without deaths, I think that's the impressive part of this.
Yeah, how does Sans not die?
Black shoes, baby.
Black
shoes.
shoes, baby.
Those are some nice shoes, Sans.
Yep.
I mean, Sans is showing why the Lilia is good against the Faramis, definitely.
Oh, now he's just toying with them.
Yeah.
Now he's just having
flexing.
fun.
I mean, how long is the cooldown? 24 seconds
Yeah, it
around
goes
there?
goes down around 24 to 30.
Yeah.
So he knows it's
doesn't
good.
matter. It's the purple as well.
Yeah, the cooldown is gonna be so short.
There it is.
Blacklist International, they got an amazing lead coming from early to mid. ONIC neutralizes it after like what, the fight around the board.
Yep. Because
Yeah.
this time Boots is like very tanky. No matter what, he's gonna be able to land the ultimate. I think that back-to-back Lord fights, they were able to find Yue, and those were the only two deaths for Yue. Yue was playing spectacularly, but for some reason ONIC is able to fish him out, and taking out the Faramis means that their AoE damage is already down the drain, because the rest of Blacklist International, there's single target damage.
All right, Blacklist
Did
International.
you get it?
I
Now
don't
that
think
things.
so.
No way he gets it, right?
Sensui?
No,
I think
Sans.
Sans took it. Yeah, Sans definitely gets
Because
it.
I think like that was the
Yeah,
purple
Sensui
buff
has
on their
the
own
purple.
side.
That's right. We gotta see the other members.
Yeah. Because, yeah, if he got it, then that's an oof.
That's a big oof. He might
got
have
it.
gotten it.
Yeah, it looks
got
like
it.
Yue doesn't have it.
Nobody's
Sensui
got it
doesn't.
on Blacklist.
Oh, dude.
dude.
Sans is putting up an MVP performance. Carrying the team.
Gila, son.
Yeah, Sans.
Yeah, Sans.
Okay, at this point, now we gotta ask about Blacklist. What are they supposed to do? Because
Exactly.
How
Oh,
the
they
tables
did it.
have turned.
The turntables.
Why do you guys?
okay. I feel like it's on Edward. If he can somehow kill Sans, somehow kill CW, he could turn things around.
Yeah. Balls in the...
But it's so hard to catch these individuals.
Yeah.
Especially because Suns has Purify. So that's
Purify, Black
guaranteed.
Shoes. He has so many different opportunities right now to get out of the fight. But Keyboy with the final slash as well, coming in from Boots. CW with the Blazing Duet. Sensui trying to find him, but he's forced to back off. NetherRealm comes out, but Blacklist doesn't want to continue the fight. They're going to use that as a getaway plan. They've got minions crashing in on the boss side. Someone's got to go back for that.
Oh,
CW is still safe, by the way. I mean, he used his Purify, but
no. And he actually, he bought the Immortality, then sold it again, buying another item that's Wind of Nature. Edward controlling the lanes up top, setting up for the slow push, leaving the cart to fend for their own. But the Blacklist will be building up more. Now, ONIC can just play the macro game this time. It's always just clear mid, slow push the side lanes.
and right now, ONIC, they're just looking at Blacklist and asking, what are you guys going to do? Because we're ready to answer in any kind of situation. Because again, Blacklist, even if they have a surprise coming up, it looks like ONIC, they can see the
Oh, no.
future. They know what's going to happen.
You have to be careful. You can't be away from your teammates.
I mean, he
It's a
can always
problem.
come to, he can always, shadow stampede through the wall, get himself out of there, but still, with Sans holding down the front line, having Gloom ready in the Lord Pit, is this really the fight? Black, I almost feel like Black might have to either look for something before they fight for Lord, but I don't know if this is the way right here.
CW going for this, to answer the split push up top.
Ooh, Sans pops the Black Shoes. Now's their chance for Blacklist if they want to try to get the kill onto him. Kyrie working away his way around the backside of this wall. Edward in the tri-bush as well. Lord still getting
What
chipped
they
away.
do-
Sansui though finds the Violent Requiem. Keyboy getting brought low. Immortality pops. Keyboy should go down for that one. Oheb finds the kill.
But still, he used the NetherRealm. So ONIC, at this point, in terms of damage, they got it. Keyboy is down, sure, but again, the problem is Sans, the problem is CW. They're still trying to make a decision here. 40,000, 39,011. CW is on to Yue. Yue is dangerously low.
Kyrie also looking for an angle there. Couple health bars on the side of Black are about 70%. CW working his way down the mid though. Hold on. Boots gonna get taken down here.
Look at
Pretty sure
Kyrie.
from Oheb. Kyrie with the Electro final blow. Can he take it?
Oh!
Yeah! Kyrie with the retreat god skills. They lose 3 members though. CW's got to run back to base, got to defend. Luckily, both their damage dealers, their lane clears, their only defenders right now are there. And now a Lord comes up, and ONIC survives another round.
This is the Suns moment.
Blacklist looks like they want to force this.
Oh, Sensui to the backside. Solid's still there. He doesn't even care about Sensui. He's just lining up the glooms because he knows he has to clear the lanes.
Oh, they
don't want to let him. They're going to force it. OHEB breaking through. They're on the base. And that is game number 1.
What was that game? Dude, what was that game? It started with Blacklist. ONIC came back. And all of a sudden, Blacklist just ended the game. What a way to open a series.
The exchanges of approaches from teams, the slow push plays, the side lane plays, the Lord dances, the retry battles. This game is, you know, mechanics going up against strategies. And you can see that even both teams have, you know, stellar mechanics, stellar approaches to the game. In the end, it was Blacklist that remained to be the better team. And by the way, it was so anticlimactic that Keyboy died like that.
What?
That was...
What was
Game
the
number 1.
signal for that win condition that they're like, yeah, we can
That's
just
weird.
end this. They got the Lord, but we can end this. Like,
They have 5 heroes with all of the battle spells. All of their lanes will manage. This is what you call macro, and it's made in the Philippines.
And the way that Sans tried to set up those glooms to clear the waves, instead of going for Sensui, he's like, I just need to get these down, these down. But then they zoned him away,
Exactly.
and he could never set them all off.
Yeah, and Sensui,
And that was just it.
You know what Sensui did? Even when it's that, for sure he will not be able to kill the Lilia. What he did was to force the black shoes.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what he did. And afterwards, you know that if you get hit by the normal attack coming out from the Bruno, that's about maybe, what, 60% of your HP as the Lilia, which literally happened in that case. And the reason why they were able to win the team fight afterwards, or I mean, lose the Lord but still win the push, is because of their lane management.
dude, my mind was blown, man.
Yeah.
Just one big play after another. Kyrie
That-
takes the Lord, just...
Exactly. There was the, you know what Edward did. Whatever Edward did a minute before that, that was the effect of what he did. It's an investment. It's crazy.
Speaking of crazy, we gotta look at the MVP. Sensui performed amazingly, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I still can't process it. He didn't die.
4-0-11.
God.
I didn't notice
that
he didn't die. Yeah.
Amazing place. Well, if you have a Rafaela as well as the Faramis.
Sensational.
Sensational.
I like it.
If you have the Faramis as well as the Rafaela, you gotta make good, make a lot of value out of that. And he didn't die because of that. And of course, his positioning. The reason why I feel that he is actually the MVP is because he essentially made the plays for the team at the first, 15 minutes of the game. And we're gonna see it again. And look at how the entirety of Blacklist International are controlling Kyrie. They're poking down the Benedetta, punishing that Benedetta for not having any tank emblem. You know, any sustainable emblem is very, very squishy. And you can see it time and time again during these important Lord fights with Edward just, destroying Kyrie with 2 shots. Then Sensui just takes care of business. I think that he only missed, the last 2 Lords of the game, and it's just a retribution battle. But all of the Lords that mattered so much, they got it for themselves.
Let me just say, the Manning has to be ready, man.
Yeah.
Just after game number 1, I already feel like I need help with my heart. Like, dude, like, I can't. What?
That's just
This
how
is
it
game
is.
number 1.
It's just game number 1, and there's already a lot of scientific approaches from the game from both teams.
No, I just
watch
really-
out for the final slash. Look at that, and they were losing already. ONIC were losing already, but they still had boots to land that final slash, deal the damage with Sans, eventually take over the game. They get the retry, and then disciplined as they are, they just back out. Look at their lanes. It's actually good, but it will be turned around. Unfortunately, we can see the map, but that's literally what happened in this case. And then they will burst down Kyrie before taking over the Lord. And then look at the lanes from the side of Blacklist. That's the reason why they won. And you can see Sans getting run down with the Netherrealm. This is Blacklist International, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a fun match, and this is like the highest level of Mobile Legends Bang Bang you will ever see. This
And
is
it's only game one.
this is definitely World Championship class of game, but now we gotta look back into the game. Look at the emblems, look at the items to really see what's really going on.
Yeah.
Kyrie on this Vendetta didn't really work out a lot in this game, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I'm hyped seeing Kyrie on Assassins that we've never seen before, played in the jungle, I mean, like, at least in this knockout stage, the group stages, it failed horribly, let's just say. 0-5-4. It kind of looked very dicey. But then again, if you're going to be looking at the other players of ONIC, it's Arlet as well as Kufra. They're both 0-6 and 0-5, but they had a lot of impact in this game. CW not dying entirely this game, despite losing. That's also wonderful to see.
Sans as
However,
well.
it's not just about the KDA. It's about lane management now. If you're going up against Blacklist International, it's about managing the lore dances and the turtle fights in Blacklist. Even when their group stage run wasn't perfect, the way that they played against ONIC is just spectacular.
CW, the rich guy, to carry Sans, 158,000 damage, but our MVP, Sandbag Sensui, doing a lot there, and OHEB did a lot of damage here as well, you know, even though overshadowed by Sans, but
Yeah.
legit, the movement coming in from Blacklist, how they really start grouping up very early in the game, getting a lot of turrets, really swayed the game in their favor. It's just that later on, just like you said, Wolf, Boots sets it up, Sans as well as CW dishes out the damage, and Blacklist just find that window to end the game. Like, ONIC, they should come back after this one, right? I feel like a different draft will be coming in. They roughly understand the threats coming in from Blacklist, especially the very early focus on those side lanes.
I mean,